Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, kings and queens of the land. Good afternoon, the liberated zones of Africa, liberated zone in Burkina Faso, led by President Abdurrahman. Burkina Faso, led by President Ibrahim Traore, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Mali led by President Assimi Goita, Niger led by President Abdurrahman Tian. Good afternoon to the liberated zone in South Africa in KZN. KZN led by President Jacob Zuma. South Africa or KZN being the only part of Africa which is liberated from the British colony led by President Zuma, partially liberated because the criminals have come behind the door to keep control of KZN, though the MK party has liberated KZN from the Queen, the rule of the Queen, the British Queen. Good afternoon to the royals. My name is Mkhonto. This is the royal opinion. Today we're talking about the reason why President Jacob Zuma should bring back African values. On this video, before maybe we get into details, President Ibrahim Traore has abolished the prison system in Burkina Faso. He's taken out the prisoners to make them effective or contributing to the community. The effective correction of human being and the effective integration of those who became criminals. This is a rehabilitation system. He's come up with a rehabilitation system based on African values. Based on African values, President Ibrahim Traore has abolished the jail system. Can President Jacob Zuma, when he takes over South Africa, be able to do the same, bring back South African values? In this video today, I will talk, and I'm just hoping that the powers that be are going to let me talk what I want to talk about today, talking about the issues. In most cases, I have spoken a lot about the fact that the white man is going extinct. I spoke a lot about that, but one issue that I have never spoken about is the black man as well. The black man or the black male species is going extinct. The black male species is becoming a rare. The black human species, men are becoming rare species. To put it in a plain and understandable language. So this is the issue that we're going to talk about. This is a very political issue caused by the politics of caused by the politics of crime, because those who have occupied us are criminals. They rule in a criminal way over us. So this the project, there's a lot of project that they have implemented to create a lack of black men, to make the black man a rare species on planet Earth. I want to talk about the LGBT community, the older population or our ancestors, or since the beginning of time, we've never had such a thing called same sex marriages. Since the beginning of time, there has never been what has been proven to work, a system that has been proven to work. It's when a man get married to a woman. That system has been proven to work because that is able to bear children, is able to multiply a family, and the family which will the parents will take care of the children. At a later stage, the children will take care of the parents. That's how the system is working. For any woman to be in a safer space, they need a family. For any man to reproduce themselves and to also be in a safer space, they also need a family. So the family structure of the black man is under attack. There's a way, I argue, to do things. There's a procedure in which you have to follow when you want to do particular things. When you want to cook pap, you can't say, because I've got the water and the mill, then I will do it anyhow and I will produce pap. Your pap, you may not even want to eat yourself if you don't follow a particular procedure in order to actually get the desired result, because that is a system that has already been tested. There's no need maybe to uh, come up with anything new. So the system of marriage is something that has already been tested by our ancestors, like many things, like our cultures. Everything has been tested by our ancestors and proven to work. There's a way in which you need to get married according to different cultures. If you do it anyhow, it may result in a different thing than what you wanted to achieve. You may achieve a different result. In actual fact, you are going to achieve a different result. So the black man in Africa is under attack. The Now the doctors in South Africa, the doctors are allowed to diagnose somebody as a transgender. And what it means to be a transgender, it means you are in a wrong body. You find yourself in a wrong body. They normally diagnose this to children, maybe children who are suffering from schizophrenia or some depression, somehow caused by other things that the parents are not actually observing. The doctors may diagnose that person to be a transgender. They've got a right to diagnose that person to be a transgender. They may tell you as a parent that the child is not is not is not a man, or is not a boy, is a girl. So she needs to transit to the right to the right gender. They have a right, the doctors have a right in many countries in Africa, the countries that allows their LGBT community. All the countries that allow the LGBT community, those are the countries which allows those types of laws, um, for the doctors to be able to diagnose children to be sick, to be in the wrong body. And then that child will be put on drugs for the rest of their life because they have to transit. They give them if it's a boy, they give them what they call the puberty, um what do they call it? It's puberty block. It's puberty block. They give them puberty blocks, meaning they um castrate. The meaning of that, it means they castrate the boy so that the boy can start a process to become a girl, because the boy has been diagnosed by the doctor to be in the wrong body. So that is what is currently promoted by the white system. And it's actually for, let me share a video of the sellouts and the politicians who are doing this for the sake of the votes while destroying the black family. Let me share this video.
Ramaphosa ro motsenya ka mo tronkong ka nko o bifa ba tla bona gore ba etsang ka nko ya yona mo tronkong mo, because Ramaphosa ke leshodu o bolaile batho ba marikana ha tshwarwa, o utswitse tšhelete ya South Africa ha tshwarwa, o robala godimo ga didola ha tshwarwe. Ramaphosa is not above the law. Ramaphosa must go to jail whether they like it or not. Comrades, in the EFF, we support the LGBTQ plus community. There is no EFF that hates gays and lesbian and transgender and how people want to define themselves. Professor Lumumba's ideas are his own ideas. We don't agree with him. He's our brother. We can disagree with him in a respectful manner. But these clowns that go around saying they support the LGBTQ plus community, yet they support Ramaphosa, who hosted Museveni, who signed a law that is not progressive. Those people are pretentious. They must not be supported or even be listened to. Comrades, there is too much crime in South Africa because of corruption. We must.
So I wanted to share this video of Julius Malema selling out black men, selling out the black people and black children, saying that they should be allowed to be diagnosed like a child, a male child, be diagnosed to be female and transit to become a female through the drugs. Some statistics says those who take the journey are mostly suffering from depression at the end of the day, and the suicidal pattern is high among those who are taking that kind of confused journey. So, what they want to achieve, what they want to achieve at the end of the day, they want to eliminate the black man in the face of the planet. The black man is becoming a rare species. The boy child is becoming a girl. The girl is in crisis. There's nobody to marry the women these days. The population of black people is going to decline in a massive way. There's a particular way in which things can be done. Marriage has been studied by our ancestors, and through cultures and cultures, our great and great grandfathers and grandmothers have taught us that the marriage that can work is the marriage between a man and a woman. A marriage between a man and a man, it's not even supposed to be called a marriage because it's confusing everybody about marriage. We're confusing everybody about marriage. It's confusing the word even marriage, because marriage has to have the ability to produce children. Adapting children to be to grow up between two men who've married each other, or who decided to have a sleeping arrangement together, because we can't even call it marriage. If we call it marriage, we're actually diluting the whole thing. Maybe we can say a sleeping arrangement between two friends. These people have got a sleeping arrangement where they sleep together, eliminating the possibility of multiplying the black man. If they achieve 100 marriages, if they can achieve 100 same sex marriages, then it means 200 men are out in the community. The community is short of 200 men. And the women have got nobody to marry them. The population will be in crisis. The next big business will be the nursing homes, old age homes. Nursing homes and old age homes is going to be the biggest business in the near future, because of the chronic capitalism. The politicians are accepting this, selling out black people in order to get the votes, because they tell them this is the popular opinion these days. Forget about their African values, because in African values, we know, everybody knows, there's no confusion, there's nobody confused. A marriage is between a man and a woman. In any church, in any African values, we all agree. And somebody is imposing this issue, that uh, there should be, it has been, in South Africa, it's a legal thing to do such a thing. I'm not saying there are no people who may be born gay. There may be people who are born gay, but it's not something that needs to be promoted, because it's not a system that works uh, for the growth of the community. It's a system which would, at the end, collapse the existence of the community. So it's something that has to, it's not something that has to be promoted on TV and be funded, because this is funded. It's actually funded. It's not something to be funded and be given momentum and be pushed by the algorithm on YouTube and on social, on all the social media platforms. This issue is being pushed into changing the black children to become girls. If we minus these numbers, if we minus the boys who have recently been changed by the confusion that has been brought on television, making it comfortable, making people comfortable to see it comfortable to have a relationship with another man or with another woman, making it normal, causing confusion among children on even on social media. Men putting in makeups and wearing heels, and then children growing and feeling like this is their life, eliminating the black man becoming, who is actually becoming extinct. I want to show that the black man is becoming a rare species. If we minus these numbers of people who are in that category of people who are men who are sleeping with other men, if we minus the uh, devilic alcoholism or alcoholics. I mean, when I say devilic, I mean alcohol is devilic. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a cause of a lot of disasters in the world. A lot of disasters in South Africa comes from alcohol. The politicians knows that a lot of car accidents is caused by alcohol. A lot of stabbings in drinking places is alcohol, rape, and all other ills of the society, divorce, uh, all bad things that are happening in the society. Alcohol is probably a contributor. So I call alcohol the devil. The devil, there are those who have fallen into the feet of the devil, who have become alcoholics. Those who have become alcoholics. So those who have become, minus those who have become alcoholics, the men who've become alcoholics, who will later become drug addicts, because they will fall into the drug industry at the end of the day, minus the men who are drug addicts, minus the men who are in jail because of, the black man who is in jail because of criminality and other ills of the society. And you also minus the people who are between the age of 45 to the age of, let me say, between the age of 30 to the age of 70, 80, or 90, if we still have those people. Those people are on legal drugs. Most of them are in chronic illness, high blood, sugar, diabetes, cancer, medication, and all of those things. These things are contributing to uh, low I mean, low, what did they call it? Lower sexual activities. Men are not able, they don't have the strength in themselves to be able to engage because they themselves are sick as well. So, minus the people who are sick, who are in chronic medication, the black man becomes a rare species. If we minus the people who are in chronic medication, we minus the people who are who are drug addicts, we minus the people who are criminals walking on the streets, we minus who are criminals in jails, we minus those who have been converted by the system to become woman. So the black man is under siege, is under attack, and is becoming a rare species. The woman is alone. There's nobody who is available to marry the black woman at the moment. There is a disaster. Can the MK party be able to save the black man? Can President Zuma be able to save the black man by bringing in African values? That is the question. In actual fact, that is my plea to President Zuma. I have actually never a single time pleaded anything to President Zuma since I started talking about the MK party and President Zuma. Today is the first time that I plead to President Zuma to please bring back the African values in order to save the black man who is going extinct at the hands of the enemies, at the hands of the political elites uh, who are collaborators uh, to their handlers. They are handlers who wants to eliminate the black race from the face of the planet. The population of the of the black people is going to plunge into dwindled into um, insignificant numbers. The population of South Africa is still growing, is still on the growth trajectory, but the growth rate is decreasing every time. So when the growth rate is decreasing, and in many countries in Africa, the reason for that is because of this attack, the GMO attack on our foods. The food that we eat is the ones that put us in chronic medication. So that there's control of the population. There's control of the children who are getting born because they are castrating the men through the food and through the alcohol which is being consumed and the drugs which is being consumed, legal and illegal drugs. The black man who still has his mind is becoming a rare species in Africa. President Zuma, please eliminate the LGBT hoax, the deception that these people have brought to us. I plead to President Zuma to eliminate the hoax. When I say they should eliminate, I don't mean the people. I mean the behavior should be eliminated. When we talk about eliminating hunger, we're not talking about eliminating poor people. We're talking about giving them food, giving the poor people food. In this case, we're talking about uh, giving the right concept of life according to the African culture to the African children, so that African children are not diagnosed to be in wrong bodies and allowed by these mafia politicians, allowed by the mafia politicians uh, coming from their masters to depopulate Africa so that they can have whatever resources they want from Africa. They can actually become the majority. They can come and stay in Africa and become the new majority in Africa. That is the whole plan. That is what they want to do. Eliminate the black species so that they can become their majority in the future. And whatever population will be left of black people, they will be able to control it. They're the ones who are in control of our population. I speak to President Zuma in this video that come save us from the LGBT hoax, whom politicians like Julius Malema and Ramaphosa are riding over, selling out black children, suggesting that black girls and black boys are born in wrong bodies. They should transit and become something else. Bring in, we need laws which will support African culture to be a way of life. At the moment, the way of life, it's a disaster. The way of life that we are having, were infiltrated by aliens. People like Julius Malema are cultureless. It does not even know where he comes from. It does not even know his father, according to him, and his grandfather. It does not know all of those people. So he's cultureless. That's why they are able to come through him to destroy the culture of their African people. King Shongwe, very late, registering in class. Thank you very much, sir, for coming to class and saying greetings to the royals. Today I'm talking about very sensitive issue. Let me sorry about that. That was pressing. I had to take that one. Sorry about that. In traditional African culture, a child is raised by the village, not spaza, tavern, or saloon patrols. In our culture, in African culture, there's love. Love exists between people. In our culture, the parent of my friend is my parent. Every elder in the village is a parent. This is the values that we want the MK party to bring back, to remove politics, because the politics are the ones who are destroying the African culture in order to advance the politics and to keep control over black people. The African culture is the one which is going to save the uh, black men from disappearing in this planet, because the women uh, are finding more and more difficult. There's actually 42% of households in South Africa has no man. 42% of the household in South Africa has no man. Those are women-led and child-headed families. This tells us that we are already 42% down. It tells us that the population of men versus to their responsibilities already more than in estimation. This is a, a generous estimation when we say we are at 42%. I think the damage is far more than that. If we have to minus all of the things which is happening with the black man or the black child, including the LGBT community story or something. In the African culture, in the old ages, it's not like there were not people who were born feminine, who looked like female, men who looked like female, and who walked like female and acted like female, but they would still get married and have children. And it's not like they were not women, some of them who had beards, who still got married to other men, to a man, not to another woman, because it was understood that your hormones may be secreting more of the things that gives you bears than more of the things that makes you hairy in that way. But that does not really make you a man. If you are a woman, you remain a woman and you are not confused. So the black people were understanding of all of those things. Mkhwanazi has exposed that black people or black children are exposed on drugs by the police, by the politicians, by the judiciary, by the correctional services, protected by the intelligence in South Africa. That's what General Mkhwanazi has revealed. So the drug cartels are here to destroy the lives of black people, and the black men becoming extinct. Nobody to marry the black woman. President Zuma and the MK party please take over South Africa, change the regulations, and promote their African culture, promote what is going to bring back the African man who is at the moment in crisis. The woman does not have anybody to marry. The woman is in crisis. The African woman is in crisis because of the destruction of the fabric of the society. The fabric of the society is a household, it's a family. So when they decide to destroy families, that's where we should actually be worried. That may be the reason the intelligence unit was relocated to the presidency office. Correct, it may be the reason because they relocated the resources so that they can be able to uh, operate without getting detected by people. They can operate in their secret, their criminal ways in secretly without being detected. It's fortunate that we still have brave men like Mkhwana who would reveal such people and expose them, even though they've got all the resources to actually close the case. But people are aware now of what they are doing. In any way, they don't care. They rule over us. They don't care whatever get revealed. Whatever get revealed, it's okay for them as long as you are not acting to remove them. It's okay. Whatever get revealed, they're actually happy that it's actually eventually revealed. They don't care about it. They will continue to rule because they are not put by us, they are put by their masters there to rule over us. And if we try to remove them, that would be the declaration of the war against their masters, the British and the Americans, the CIA, and what we call what is the intelligence service of the UK? Please type on the comment section the intelligence unit of the MK of the UK, United Kingdom. South Africa being ruled by the British, we're still under the British colony. Britain is still taking all the resources. If you see the trucks that are blocking the roads to the platinum mines in Limpopo, which are they take both sides of the lane when they are traveling, uh, shows you how massive they are mining and how much they're taking, how much resources they're taking out of South Africa to feed other countries and other people. They continue to steal from us. People in the Pompo suffering under a heavy hand of the British because we are still under the British colony. The handlers or the slave traders who are doing their job very well, people like Ramaphosa, who is a slave trader doing his job very well, people like Julius Malema, who is a slave trader doing their job very well, Olomisa doing his job very well. And Van Steenhuisen, who is the supervisor of the slave and supervisor of the slave trader, doing his job very well as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining the live stream. Please give us your comment about the breaking issue, the black man going extinct. Give us your opinion about this video. Thank you very much.